Welcome to another episode of Just Some Points. It's the week after election week. Our new president-elect is Joe Biden. And I think yesterday we had 148 new coronavirus cases, which made me talk about something we talked, which made me think talking about something we talked earlier in the year. And that was, what do you do as a business? When it spikes again and there will be more restrictions. The difference to earlier in the year, we are Metro New York, it just happened, I don't want to say overnight, but it happened fairly rapidly for business. And since then, a lot of businesses adjusted to it and made changes, but then in summer it eased up. The difference now is that we have a little time to prepare as a business. And so I want to just alert our clients again and everybody who's listening to us, don't wait until more restrictions are coming. They will come again because I think the winter will be tough and the governors, the different states will have more restrictions. So I thought I'll just summarize what we have talked about and also what you should do proactively. If you don't have telehealth appointment ability yet, you should start putting that in place. Not only is it something that helps you keep generating revenue if you do have restrictions that patients can't come or don't want to come, it is also now something that patients expect. I think 2020 was the breakout year for telemedicine or telehealth, and it's something you should seriously consider, especially considering that the winter will be tough. Then related to that, you should review your processes and ensure that they can be adjusted to, a more restrictive environment business for you. How do patients get in touch with you? Can they make appointment requests online? Any of those things, what do you have to change with your staffing? Who's doing what? You might need somebody, to lead. You might not need somebody to lead patients into the treatment rooms anymore, but you might need somebody to maybe manage the online intake process. So it's just be aware of those things and make those changes and adjustments now while you're not in an emergency situation. Beef up your websites, specifically your content. Patients want to see more, have different needs when they can't come in. They expect more answers to questions they might have. So the top things for your website you should look at: add content for the most common questions that people might have. Add content about maybe new processes you're implementing now or will implement, and make it overall easy for patients to engage with you as a practice. Also ensure that a patient can request an appointment. They don't necessarily need to be able to make a reservation or an appointment reservation, but they should at least be able to request an appointment. And then also with all the changes, make sure you test processes. We've seen it too often that people put processes in place, but they don't test them and they have breakdown points. So, one thing different to the spring, I think it's very important, be proactive with your communication. Start communicating with your patients now if it could happen in your state. Tell them that you're ready. Tell them that you're working on it. Tell them that you will have telehealth or telemedicine, or you have it, even if they don't feel the urge yet, but be proactive. And then related to that, increase the patient communication overall. You might want to have, if you don't have newsletters, you might want to start having newsletters to your patient base, or also increase frequency and provide more helpful information in those newsletters. As an example, one of our clients, orthopedic practice, in spring, what they did, they sent out a lot of helpful tips for PT post-surgery because patients could not go to PT. And it was very helpful. A lot of patients remarked afterward that it actually helped them, get exercises from the practice. So that's really in a nutshell. We'll write this up for you to read as well, but I thought it's important considering where we are at the moment.
I think I think social media is good for this too, because it's an easy platform to use to get the word out about what precautions you're taking, what's changing in your business and all, just to reach your patient base.
Right. I think that's a good point. I forgot about that. I'm happy you bring that up because it's also something where it's a good opportunity to actually for you to establish a more frequent communication engagement via social media
Mhm,
because now, patients have a reason to go there.
mhm.
This actually fits really well into my topic, which is going to be chatbots. Maggie and I have been looking into chatbots a lot, in the past couple of months. Um, and I was really interested to see why most people use chatbots. And the top 3 reasons, according to a study done in 2018, was to get quick answers during an emergency. Again, emergency is kind of a loose term because an emergency to a customer could be something very small, but still an emergency to them. Um, Resolving a complaint or a problem, and the third being to get more information about a product or a service. So I looked into it even further and I found out that customers expect a response between 0 and 4 hours from a brand,
Hmm.
but the average time it takes a brand to respond is 10 hours.
Wow,
So
that's a huge difference.
there is a very, very huge difference. So that's why, you were saying reaching, continuing that conversation with your customers, making sure that you're available. Chatbots, whether it's the social media bot or a chatbot on your website, they really help extend our, after hours coverage in terms of communicating with our customers.
That's great. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we are in process of implementing for ourselves too, but I was not aware of the customer expectations. We always encourage our clients and practices, especially like having appointment requests on websites, and that you have a process to basically respond back to them. But I think to your point, the most common question, and I think the behavior of consumers is changing so rapidly, and the expectations are rising so quickly that I think a lot of, especially in the healthcare industry, I think the healthcare industry overall still underestimates how much they have to adjust to all those changes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Um,
the time frame as well, 0 to 4 hours, that could shrink over the next couple of months as we continue to have telemedicine options and more online chat bots and things like that. So I
Right,
would imagine that the expectation is actually just going to keep getting smaller in terms of a
right,
time frame.
right.
yeah, I also have some news on chatbots as well to go along with Melissa. So I have a couple stats and trends of 2020 for chatbots. As we all know, it's becoming huge. So first, just a quick little few stats. 80% of businesses are expected to have some sort of chatbot automation by 2020. Um, Over 50% of customers expect a business to be open 24/7. And some top industries that are actually profiting from
What
chatbots,
was the percentage? The last one?
50% of customers expect businesses to be open 24/7. And then top industries that are profiting from chatbots are real estate, travel, education, healthcare, and finance. Um, so to move into the trends of chatbots for 2020, first, chatbots are going to be more human-like, as we kind of all know. People like that human base when they're talking to somebody. Um, Deep consumer insights to drive chatbot behavior. So using sentiment analysis to help understand the customer's emotions. So for instance, if you have an angry customer, you want to be able to make sure you route them to the right team. The use of AI in contact centers. Businesses can reduce customer service costs by up to 30% by deploying a conversational chatbot. And social media will dominate the adoption of AI. So part of social media, as we know, is used for ordering products, looking up services, looking at reviews, and basically just getting in touch with the business. So integrating chatbots, like we said before, with social media has almost become necessary. And then lastly, overall chatbots will just become an integral part of daily lives.
Wow,
This
that's
movement.
huge. So again, well, I think a lot of people still shy away from chatbots because they say, well, they can't answer all the questions. But I
Right.
think not at the moment. It's not about answering all the other questions, but at least start a conversation and answering the most important questions, especially the canned questions.
Right.
And I think that's where I think people should create some awareness for their own business and why they should start. All those statistics you just read down, they're all, making me say, okay, that's a no-brainer. But at the same time, it will only improve. AI is improving, the technology is improving, the systems are improving, language and written text recognition is improving, everything is improving. So I think it's really something. And also you mentioned, for our clients in healthcare, that's where the big opportunities, I believe that's too.
Yeah. And it can in turn help improve your business as well, based off the questions that people are asking and the information they're looking for. It can help you figure out how you can improve your business.
I remember, like I want to say 10, 15 years, 10, 12 years ago, we had a client, they struggled a lot with the call volume they had in their call center or the front desk. And at the time, again, 12 years ago, their website was very rudimentary. It didn't really invite you to have any other engagement. And we re-implemented new processes and added new content, Q&A, and actually also did some triaging with questions. And we did a lot on the website, and we were able to drop the traffic on the central line by 70%, and at the same time increase the appointment requests. So we made people go away from just calling to go right away to appointment requests. And I think the bots can have a similar impact, that you drive people away from having questions, having to call, to right away, okay, they gave me the answers I wanted to have at the high level, and now I want to make an appointment. So very interesting. As always, Maggie, Melissa, I learn everything, a lot every week. So thanks a lot. I hope everybody else finds it interesting too. See you next week.